Hello everyone, my name is Voya and welcome to my deep guide. Roughly about a week after my in-depth review went out for the Supernote Ratta A6, I was surprised to actually get a notification on the A6 that a new update was ready, and it was update 0.359. So let's check out what does that bring to the table. So what are the updates that are delivered with the update 0.359? In the update notes, it says that it's now possible to reset the display password, also in relation to the account, better formatting of the table of contents. And sure enough, more of the stuff is there. Granted, I think it could be squashed a little bit more, so it fits a little bit more, but still, most importantly, the number of chapters here, then the subchapter is indented and the sub-subchapter is indented even more. So now it's much easier to actually have a good overview over the table of contents, and the pages are here. I'm really happy to see that being updated so quickly. If I were to trim the PDF, again, also not mentioned in the release notes, but remember before in the original review that this was almost impossible to do. Look how easy it is now. Now it functions absolutely properly. In order to complete this function, it would be really cool to actually just press in the middle and move around. The second thing that comes with the update is that the handwriting is now being properly scaled according to the trim function on the PDF. And in here now I can write up some small notes, right? And then if I go back to the trim function and then go to actual size and confirm, now my notes should scale, and they do. They scale properly and the precision is quite nice. So I'm very happy to see this. This is really usable, and the precision levels are actually quite adequate. And let's say if I fit, my favorite mode is to actually fit the content of the page, and yep, fits normally and it works as it should. Release notes also mentioned that there was an added Gmail registration authorization, and since I've already registered, I couldn't actually test that, but I assume that the result of this is easier Gmail server registration and authorization. Additionally, in the email app, it is now also possible to zoom in the content, and you'll see a little zoom in icon here, and you can zoom in up to 200%. You can't zoom in more than that, and then you have this little navigation which is basically flipping the pages. And as you can see, this is like a video that's playing or a slideshow, and even though it's super quick and utterly not optimized for this device, it's able to handle it perfectly fine. So it's not having any problems accessing this, even though this is much heavier content. So I'm quite happy to actually see this addition, and definitely makes it even more usable. However, the most important update for me is the functionality of the split screen here. You remember last time when we talked about the problem was the notes that were created using the split mode. The notes would actually just start from the middle. This is no longer the case. So for example, what happens now is on the page you will see a small icon here which actually works brilliantly, and it just shows you're on the top half of the note page, and if I flip, it will change and it will tell me you're now at the bottom half of your note page. And I think it works really good. So I can just start writing. I can start writing my book notes, right? And this is the top of page 1. So now when I flip, I will still be on page 1, and it says page 1 out of 1, but the bottom half. So this is the bottom half of page 1, and if I flip again, it will add a new page and top of page 2. So what we can do now is we can go into the Note menu and we can double check our notebook, and that one should be stored exactly where the document is, and here it is. And now when we are in the notebook, you can see that I can start writing on the book notes. This is the top of page 1, still page 1, but the bottom half. And if I flip to the next page, top of page 2. And let's just see testing bottom of page 2. And let's add another one and see how it translates. So if I now switch to the same document and I go into the split mode, yep, page 3 out of 3 on the top. This is the bottom of page 2 and this is the top of page 2. So this really works. I think it's an excellent addition. However, it can and should be improved a little bit further to make it perfectly usable, because the main problem that I have with it now is that the styles or the templates do not translate. So for example, I can change the style of the notebook in order to have it with the lines and everything, so that's fine. But if I go back into the document and I go into split mode, it will not show. So currently still the styles are simply not showing, and I think that's something that needs to be improved as well, and then this functionality is going to be really top notch. I love the approach and the way they solved this, because it's so simple and so easy, and these little icons, they just make it perfectly readable and clear immediately. Really good job there. So I think this is the biggest improvement of the update 0.359. I'm quite impressed with the immediacy and the response time and the quality that the Ratta team actually is bringing to their Supernote platform. It's really quite a refreshing thing to see that basically you review a device, you mention something, and presto, a week later, some of the stuff that I've been mentioning is actually implemented. So to actually see a big company listen to direct customer feedback is quite something. Most of the features are really quite welcome, and I really think that the split screen function now works properly and suddenly transforms it into a very usable device. And actually I really quite like that landscape type of division, and it lends itself well for this smaller format. So it's quite a nice thing to see. Overall, I'm really looking forward to see what the coming updates are going to bring and how are they going to elevate the Supernote platform further. That's it from me. See you on Thursday with the direct comparison between the Supernote A6 and the Onyx Books Nova 2. If you like my work, please like and subscribe, and check out Instagram, Twitter and Facebook thingies, because it really does help, and I'm trying to grow the My Deep Guide platform a little bit further. Currently I'm in the stage of catching up, but as soon as I do with some of the videos and I have some of the material prepared, then I'll be able to actually focus on the articles on the My Deep Guide, and hopefully things will equalize so that in the very near future the My Deep Guide platform will be able to kind of launch all of the content in parallel synchronization, all on the social networks, on the YouTube and on the blog articles as well. Thank you so much for the support, it means a lot. Stay healthy, stay safe, and see you next time. Bye!